I was raised in a religious household, church on Sundays, pretty much the general Southern Baptist principles instilled. Memphis is a big Bible belt. You may have 5 or 6 churches within a 2 mile radius, even more possibly. So, yeah, it was definitely a religious background.
And then as you grew up or went to college, did you start to have some different experiences? What led to kind of your spiritual revelations?
Well, I think it wasn't college. I think it was prior to that. I think I probably always had questions about different aspects of life that probably challenged some of the traditional religious views, Christian views. Even as a child, I would have questions that were either shunned or frowned upon or just couldn't be answered. And I think, as a child, you don't have the means to answer the question. As you get older, you have the means to research and find out for yourself about different things.
What kind of questions did you have?
Um, I remember being in Sunday school, which was a regular thing, and I think they were given the story of Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden and everything. And as kids, we get exposed to different things. And I remember asking the Sunday school teacher, "Well, where were the dinosaurs in all of this?" And she, she kind of looked at me like, "That's not part of the story. Like, don't even ask questions like that. Don't question, God, or don't question things like that, But, I guess I was always a critical thinker. So I needed more answers, That wasn't enough. I might have shut up, but I still had the question in my head, So,
So where did these questions lead you to as you got older?
um, well, I think having the questions getting older, it always made me open-minded to other views and other things. I know when I was younger, of course the Nation of Islam became more popular, and that was somewhat of a conflicting perspective on religion and life. And just seeing things around the world just through the general media, like not everybody lives this way. What about people who've never even heard of Christianity, or people who
Weren't exposed to the
so
Bible. Yep.
right, like, so these people, damn the hell for something they didn't know. It just, to me, it just didn't sit right, or it just didn't it didn't seem like it went along with the so-called morals of the story. But as you get older, you explore and you start to read. And I think, even some music, back at the time, had different influences and different ideas and concepts, which kind of has some influence too.
Hmm. So where did this all take you? Like, what kind of road did this take you down? How did this, like, did it conflict with your religious upbringing, or kind of where did this take you?
Well, I think that, I think as a child, I was probably uh, always a little comfortable being a little different and having questions and thinking differently. Even if I kept them to myself for the most part, you would think about, well, what about this aspect of life? What about that aspect of life? You have insights into things that don't necessarily agree with what you're being told, but you still question it. And I think as I got older and got exposed to books, and being able to read and study, different perspectives, it started to put things in a better perspective and connect some of the dots to where you're not just looking at it from one perspective. You're kind of seeing how other people, and then you're finding the universal principles, through multiple religions and practices and ways of life.